Hi, this is Steve Rupp with the Zula Group at Keller Williams Realty in Carmel, Indiana. We're talking today a little bit about the market analysis report. There are several names for it. You might have heard of real estate agents referring to it as the CMA or a market analysis or a right price analysis. There's a lot of different terms, but the typically official term is a comparative market analysis. This is different from an appraisal. An appraisal is done by a licensed appraiser for a client. This is a market analysis report typically performed by a real estate professional. You can also hear of it called a broker price opinion, a broker's analysis. These are all the same thing. So what exactly is it? What does it do? What is it for? Well, a market analysis, simply put, is made to help a seller understand what a ready, willing, and able buyer is willing to pay at a particular point in time for their house. That's it. Real simple. We want an idea of what the market value is so we know how to price it. Simple as that. Let's move on to the next topic. How is it performed? Well, it depends on what the purpose is. Many times this is used essentially for putting a house on the market. So you want to know how much your house is worth so we know that we're not underpricing it or overpricing it when we go on the market. So what a real estate agent will do is we'll take all the information about your house. We need square footage. We need all of your features and benefits. We need information about your lot, numbers of bedrooms, bathrooms. Do you have a basement? Is it on a slab? 1 story, 2 story, so forth. And then we will compare that against other homes that are active, pending, and sold in your area. Generally speaking, we like to use the same neighborhood, or if your home isn't located in a specific neighborhood, in a predefined geographic area, usually within about a mile of your property, to make sure we're comparing homes that are in the similar area. Then we'll also look at homes that are similar to yours. So for example, if you have a ranch that's 1,500 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths at the end of a cul-de-sac in a traditional neighborhood, we're going to want to compare your house with other similar homes that are ranches, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet, thereabouts, in a neighborhood, not on a busy street. Hopefully we can find some at the end of a cul-de-sac. That way, when we start comparing and contrasting the two, we'll be able to give you a pretty accurate valuation number. What do we do when we adjust properties? Well, we are actually taking the information from what we call a comparable to what your house is the subject. And we are trying to make the comparable as like your subject as possible. So we are adding and subtracting numbers based on, does the comparable have better things than your house has, or not as good things as your house has? If your home is completely, totally upgraded, you're probably going to get some pretty good adjustments for homes that we're using as comparables like yours. So it's this add and subtract until we get to a value that we feel is pretty market sensitive. That's how an appraiser approaches value. That's how a real estate agent approaches value. And generally speaking, it's pretty accurate. And if a buyer is looking at your house, their agent will likely use that same analysis in order to justify if your house is worth what you're asking for it, or is it a really good value? Let's move on to the last one, most important component. So a lot of clients say, Steve, I just replaced my roof. Should I be getting that $10,000 back for that because I just paid for that for my roof? The answer is no. A lot of the things that you have in your house that are maintenance related are expected by buyers. So for example, if you've got a 25-year-old roof that is in not very good condition, a buyer is going to expect that roof be in good condition when they buy the house. So instead of actually taking money and adding it for the new roof, they aren't going to take money away if you fail to replace that roof, if that makes sense. What we are really looking at for the most important things are square footage, comparables, and location. Those are by far the most important things. Location, location, location. We've all heard of that. So when an appraiser looks at your house, when a real estate agent looks at your house for valuation, your square footage is king. Your location is king. The comparables are king. If you've got a gold-plated toilet sitting in your master bathroom, that is not going to give you any more money. If you have a basement that you spent $200,000 upgrading on a house that is worth maybe $200,000 to $300,000, you're not going to get any extra money out of it. The value of your house is wholly reliant upon the other homes that are located in your neighborhood that are most like yours. So if you live, for example, in a neighborhood that is $300,000, and if you have $500,000 in your house, I hate to tell you, you're not going to get it out of it because the neighborhood won't allow it. Now, if you take your house and put it into a $500,000 neighborhood, you might be able to get closer to that $500,000 price point, but it's all relative. And that's why your location is so important and why people say location, location, location is the most important thing when it comes to valuing a house. So keep these tips in mind as you are looking at the online valuation estimates, as you're looking at putting your house on the market, because there absolutely is a right price for your house that the market will take. And there's a value that it won't take, and you need to understand the difference between the two. And that is the purpose of the market analysis report, to make sure that your expectations are in line with what the market is willing to pay you for your house at this particular point in time. Thank you so very much for listening. My name is Steve Rupp with Keller Williams Realty and the Zulu Group in Carmel, Indiana. If you like what you've heard, please like it and share it with other people you care about so they can get the most up-to-date information about the real estate market too. Thanks so much.